The water shut off mid-shower, soap stinging my eyes, silence replacing the steady stream like the pipes had been choked by some unseen force. I stumbled out, half blind, grabbing a towel as my dogs howled outside, their barks sharp against the quiet morning. At first, I figured it was a busted line. Old houses have their quirks, but then I heard it, the faint, mocking hiss of sprinklers. Not mine, Lisa's. Her lawn next door, in the manicured heart of Pineview Meadows, glistened like an emerald, while my yard baked into a brittle wasteland. It wasn't just bad luck. Someone was stealing my water, and they were about to learn that revenge smells a lot worse than they'd expect. This is the story of how a hidden pipe, a rancid tank, and a neighborhood tyrant named Lisa turned a quiet summer in 2024 into a saga of sludge and justice. I live on the edge of Pineview Meadows, a suburban grid of cookie-cutter homes that sprouted where wheat fields once swayed. My 10 acres, inherited from my granddad, predate this HOA-controlled maze of beige siding and petty rules. The Pineview Homeowners Association loves their bylaws down to the shade of your curtains, but I've always kept my distance. That is, until Lisa moved in next door. She was the kind of neighbor who'd measure your grass with a ruler, then email you about aesthetic noncompliance. Her labradoodle, decked out in a matching scarf, pranced onto my property daily, and she once called my goats a visual assault on community standards. So when my barn's water trough started running low for the third day straight, I knew something was up. I just didn't expect it to trace back to her. I checked everything: valves, lines, even snaked a camera through the pipes. Nothing. But my goats were crowding the dry trough by the back fence, the one facing Lisa's property. Her yard? Lush, soaked, practically squishing underfoot. She was hosting a hydration-themed brunch, complete with a misting canopy and a gaudy fountain shaped like a leaping dolphin. My field looked like a drought zone. That's when I called my buddy Nate, a plumber with a knack for sniffing out dirty tricks. He ran a pressure test and found an anomaly. Water was being siphoned off near the property line. We traced it to a fake irrigation box, buried like a secret, leading straight to Lisa's side. Nate grinned. $50, says this ends in her dolphin fountain. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I set up a trail cam, angled to catch the box. 2 nights later, it paid off. Night vision footage showed 2 guys, one wearing a Pineview Meadows logo tinkering with the valve. Lisa wasn't there, but the dots connected. I could have called the cops or the water company, but that's not how things work out here. Justice wears work boots, not gavels. In my old barn sat a relic, a rusted tank, half full of rainwater, goat droppings, and a stew of decay so foul it could gag a vulture. Granddad called it the swamp vat. I called it Lisa's new water supply. Nate and I got to work. We rerouted her stolen line to pull from the swamp vat, not my clean system, and added a remote valve I could control from my phone. I tested it at 2 a.m., just a quick burst to spike her pressure. No alarms, no complaints. She didn't suspect a thing. I let the vat fester in the August heat, knowing Lisa was planning a big HOA garden gala. The timing was perfect. From my upstairs window, I watched her party unfold: white tents, catered trays, Lisa in a floral hat toasting sustainable landscaping. As she flipped on her sprinkler arch for guests to stroll through, I hit the valve. A sputter, then a geyser of brown, chunky sludge erupted, coating the crowd in a mist of fermented filth. Screams pierced the air. A guy retched into the fountain. Lisa's labradoodle yelped as the dolphin's spout bubbled with backflow. Her perfect lawn turned into a septic swamp in under a minute. I cut the valve after 60 seconds, grabbed a beer, and watched the chaos unfold like a live-action disaster flick. Lisa, drenched in goat juice, screamed louder than my rooster at dawn. The next morning, her yard looked like a hazmat zone. Plumbers, landscapers, even a fountain restoration crew swarmed the place. I sipped coffee on my porch, savoring the distant gagging sounds. Lisa had no idea I'd flipped her theft back on her. She'd tapped my line illegally, and all I'd done was let her drink her own medicine. But I knew she'd come for me. People like her don't quit, they double down. I secured the vat's valve and hid a second cam in a fence post. Sure enough, 2 nights later, Lisa's crew returned, poking at the box, muttering about contaminated lines. They left spooked, but Lisa went quiet too quiet. Then, a red HOA notice appeared on my gate, accusing me of water sabotage and demanding a meeting. I didn't bite. Instead, I sent an anonymous packet cam footage, timestamps to Sarah, the HOA's treasurer and Lisa's rival. The next HOA meeting exploded. Sarah waved my evidence, exposing Lisa's pipe. Lisa tried to spin it, blaming city errors, but the room turned on her. She stormed out, vowing to sic county inspectors on my farm. The inspector came, but I was ready, permits, logs, everything in order. He grimaced at the vat, but confirmed I was clean. Lisa's next move was bolder, a lawsuit claiming I'd poisoned her water and ruined her property. She demanded damages and a restraining order. Big mistake. My cousin Emma, a lawyer sharper than a barbed wire fence, took over. We had footage, affidavits, even audio of Lisa's crew admitting she'd ordered the nighttime dig. Emma filed a countersuit for trespass, theft, and property damage. The courtroom was electric. Lisa strutted in, clutching a victims of rural negligence binder, but Emma dismantled her. She played the contractor's confession. Lisa said, "Dig at night." The judge's jaw tightened. Lisa stammered, claiming it was a shared utility, but Emma proved the vat wasn't tied to my main system. Lisa had stolen from standalone tank and owned the consequences. The judge tossed her suit and greenlit ours, hinting at criminal review. Lisa's face crumpled like wet paper. Her empire unraveled fast. Liens hit her house. Neighbors shunned her. Another resident, Mark, revealed Lisa had tapped his water too. The HOA ousted her in a landslide vote. Her community purity event flopped when a sprinkler sprayed leftover sludge. A local podcast, The Sprinkler Scandal, went viral, dubbing her the Fountain Fiend. Someone mailed her plastic dolphins. Her house, now a parched shell, wouldn't sell. Buyers fled at Sludge whispers. Lisa moved out one dawn, her labradoodle staring glumly from the car. The HOA reformed, banning shady hookups. New neighbors, clueless about the saga, found Lisa's old pipe and laughed when I shared the tale. Lisa's name became toxic. Her new HOA bid tanked. Her blog died. Her reputation sank. My farm? Peaceful again. I fixed the barn, added a goat pond, and left a sign by the fence. Take only what's yours. So what do you think? Was I wrong to let Lisa drown in her own greed? But did she deserve every drop? Should neighbors settle scores like this? Or is the law enough? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you're Team Sludge, and subscribe for more wild tales. Let's stir the pot. What would you have done?